Hello students, welcome to the next class of chemistry. So we can just revise whatever that we have studied in the last class. So in the last class we have studied that acids are those substances or those solutions. So when they are dissolving in the water, they will liberate out H plus ions. So acids are those substances which when dissolved in the water has a capability to liberate out H plus ions. What about the base? So base are those substances which when dissolved in the water has a capability to liberate out OH minus ions. So acids will liberate H plus ions and bases will liberate OH minus ions. Then I told you about two categories of acids and the bases. There are strong acid and weak acid, and there are strong base and a weak base also. So what is a strong acid or a strong base? So when we say whether a acid or a base is a strong one, means that acid or a base has the capacity to liberate more number of H plus ions or OH minus ions, right? So when we are saying that that acid or a base is a weak one, that means it has a capacity to liberate only small number or lesser number of H plus ions or the OH minus ions. So based upon the number of H plus ions or the OH minus ions that a substance can liberate out, we can say that it is a stronger one or a weaker one. Now, how can we find out whether a substance, whether an acid is a strong one, or how can you measure the strength of an acid or a base? That is what we are going to discuss in this video. Okay. So in this video, we are going to study about two main methods by which we can measure the strength of an acid or a base. That is, we are going to study about the universal indicator, or then one more thing that we are going to study is about the pH scale. So universal indicator and pH scale. So these are the two methods by which we can measure the strength of the acid or a base. What is universal indicator? Actually, universal indicator is a mixture of several indicators. We have studied about the indicators, right? So indicators are those substances which will show the presence of an acid or a base, right? It will change their color, right? If it is an acid, blue litmus will turn into red, and if it is a base, the red litmus will turn into blue color. Just like that, several indicators, we are mixing it together, right? Indicators that we already studied, right? So indicators are those substances which will change their color in the presence of an acid or a base, right? We have studied about the lot of indicators also. Their color will be changing in the presence of an acid or a base. So what is this universal indicator means? Universal indicator is a mixture of several indicators. So several indicators we are mixing together and forming the universal indicators. So depending upon the strength of the acid or a base, this universal indicator's color will be changed. That means for a strong acid it has a particular color, then a weak acid like that. No, it has a, depending upon the strength of an acid or a base, it has different colors. It will show different colors. Then the most stronger one, then come the next like that. Depending upon the strength of the acid or a base, it has different colors. What about the pH scale? pH scale is just like a scale itself. It has a scale from 0 to 14, and the center there will be 7. So if you are measuring the pH of a solution, if it is lying between 0 and 7, then we call them as an acid. And if the scale is showing in between 7 and 14, then we call them as the base. So if it is exactly the 7, the measure is exactly the 7, then that is not an acid, neither a base also. Okay, so we call them as a neutral one. So in this session, we are going to study about these universal indicators and the pH scale. Okay, watch it, study well, and complete your notes also. Thank you.
How can we find out whether an acid or a base is a strong one or a weak one? Okay, so there are many methods are there to find out the strength of an acid or a base. So the first method is by using a universal indicator. Okay, so the first method to find out whether a solution is a strong acid or a base, or a weak acid or a weak base by using the universal indicator. okay, or else using a scale known as the pH scale, or else using a scale known as the pH scale. So these are the two methods by which we can measure whether a solution is a strong acid or a strong base. So the first one is a universal indicator. What is a universal indicator? Universal indicator is a mixture of several indicators. It's a mixture of several indicators. Okay, it's a mixture of several indicators. So it is a mixture of several indicators. Now, how can we find out whether is this a strong acid or a strong base? Means it will show different colors. It will show different colors for the strength of the acid or a base. That means if it is a weak acid, it will show a particular color. Depending upon the strength of the acid or a base, it will show different colors. Okay, so it will show different colors to denote whether it is a depending upon the strength of the acid or a base, it will show different colors. Okay, so next is a pH scale. So pH scale, as it is indicated, it is a typical scale. It is a typical scale. So what is a scale means? Here in this pH, this P indicates potence. Okay, this P indicates the potence. Then H indicates, what is it? H indicates, it indicates the hydrogen ion. H indicates the hydrogen ion. Okay, so P indicates the potence and the H indicates the hydrogen ion. So together we can say that a pH scale is a scale which measures the concentration of the hydrogen ion. Okay, it will measure the concentration of the hydrogen ion. A pH scale has a measure in between 0 to 14. Okay, its scale is measured between 0 to 14. If it is a 0, if the value is 0, that means it is a strong acid. It's a strong acid. And if the value is 14, that means it is a strong base. Okay, so if the value is 0 means that indicates that particular solution is a very strong acid, and if the value is 14, that means it is a very strong base. Now we can see what is the scale is. So this is a typical representation of a pH scale. As I told you, it has a value, it has a scale in between 0 and 14. The scale is in between 0 and 14. Okay, so at the middle, at the center part, I have marked this 7. So this 7, okay, this is the central part. So suppose if you are measuring the pH scale or the pH value of a solution, and that value of the pH of that particular solution, if it is lying between 0 to 7, 0 to 7 means, you look at the graph over here, it has more H plus ions over here, right? So it is getting decreased when we go from left to right, right? When we go from left to right, the amount of H plus ions is getting decreased. So what about the OH minus ions? It is getting increased, right? So here it is more amount of H plus ions. Here it is less number of H plus ions but more amount of OH minus ions. So if the value that we are getting is between 0 to 7, that means it is a acidic solution. Okay, then here the OH minus ions is more, right? So that means if the value is between 7 to 14, then means it is a basic solution. It is a base. Okay, so if the value is between 0 to 7, then it is an acidic solution, and if it is between 7 to 14, then it is a basic solution. So what about if it is exactly 7? It will be a neutral. It will be neither acidic nor basic. It will be a neutral solution. Okay, so more here 7 to 0, if it can have a value between 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever that value is becoming. So if it is going towards the 0, that means its acidic strength is increasing, right? Here more number of H plus ions is there, here only less number, right? So when we go from 7 to 0, the H plus ions are getting increased. That means acidic nature is increasing when we go from right to left. That means if it is value is approaching 0, its acidic nature is increasing. Okay, then if it is approaching 14, its basic nature is increasing. Here when we go from left to right, you can see that here the OH minus ions is more OH minus means OH represents the basic solution. So when we go from left to right, basic nature is increasing, and when we go from right to left, again the acidic strength is increasing. So 0 to 7 is acid, 7 to 14 is a base, then exactly 7 it is a neutral solution. Okay, then if it is a 6, if the value is 6, what does that mean? If the pH value is 6, that means it is a here it will somewhat over here, it is an acid, right? Because it will come over the left side. It's an acid. Whether it is a weak acid or a strong acid, it will be weak because it should approach 0 to become strong, right? Here it is strong. Strength is increasing in this manner. Here also strength is increasing in this manner. So if it is 6 means it is a weak acid. What about 13? 13? 13. Just look over here. It is coming right side of the 7, right? So it is a basic solution, right? So 13 means it is near to 14, right? So what is happening? It is a very strong, what is that? Base. It is a very strong base. Likewise, you need to find out whether it is a strong acid or a weak acid or a strong base or a weak base. Like that we can find it out. So actually what was we discussing? It has a value, this is a pH scale, it has a value between 0 and 40. Here it is exactly 7. Exactly 7 means it is a neutral one. It's a neutral solution. If the value is between 0 to 7, it is a acidic solution. If the value is between 7 to 14, it is a basic solution, right? Then if we go from 7 to 0, the acidic character is getting increased, right? It is getting increased. Then when we go from left to right, again the basic strength is increasing. As I hope you remember the graph that I told you, right? So here it is OH minus ion, here it is H plus ions. Here one more thing that you need to keep in your mind, that when you look at this graph, you can see that this is a base, right? But this is a base because it contains more OH minus ion, but still it contains some amount of H plus ions also, right? The basic solution also contains some amount of H plus ions, but the amount of H plus ions is very less for the basic solution. Now you look at the acidic solution. This is the OH minus ion. So this graph represents the OH minus ion, right? Here also OH minus ions is there, but the amount of OH minus ions is very less for the acidic solution, right? But the H plus ions are more. So that thing that you need to keep in your mind, if it is an acid or a base, it will contain both the H plus and the OH minus ions. Acids contains H plus ions more, but still it contains some amount of OH minus ions also. Okay. In the beginning, I told you about the universal indicator also. Universal indicator, right? Then I told you that universal indicators are those indicators. In the beginning, I told you about the universal indicators also, right? So in the universal indicators, I told you it is a mixture of indicators, and indicators will show different colors for the different strength of acids and the bases. Now you look at the pH scale over here, right? This is a pH scale, right? So pH scale, when you look at, we have the pH paper also over here. Okay, we'll get the pH paper also. What does a pH paper means? pH paper is made up of the universal indicator. A pH paper is made up of universal indicator. So when we dip the pH paper into the solutions, you can see that it will form different colors. So different colors are there for the different strength of acids and the bases. Now you look at over here, again it has a value between 0 and 14. Here we have the 7, that is the neutral one, right? So 0 to 7, this is the acidic solution, 7 to 14, it is the basic solution. Sodium hydroxide is a very good base, right? It's a very strong base, so it is having a value around 14. What does it has a particular color also, right? So this is a pH paper in which it is indicating different colors. Now you look at the milk of magnesia. Have you heard about the milk of magnesia? Milk of magnesia is what we are using for the indigestion. When the indigestion is there, we will be using the milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia is actually made up of magnesium hydroxide. So it is a base. Now you look at the base milk of magnesia. It has a value around 10. That means it is not that much strong, right? It is not that much strong. Neither it is too weak also. It's a moderate level of base, right? Then pure water. It's a neutral one. Blood should have a pH value around 7.4. That means it is almost neutral. Now you look at the lemon juice. Lemon juice is acid, right? We know that citric acid is present over there. So it has a pH value around 2. It has a characteristic colors also, right? Each pH value has a characteristic color also. So 2. That means it is a strong acid. Again, gastric juices. It is also a strong acid. So likewise, we have different colors for the different pH values. Okay. So as I told you, pH scale is a scale used to measure the amount of H plus ions in a solution. Higher the H plus ions, higher the concentration of H plus ions, it is a strong acid, right? So smaller or lesser number of H plus ions means it is a strong base. It's a strong base. So it is, the value is between 0 to 40. The scale is between 0 to 40. I hope you got it.
Now let us discuss the importance of pH in our daily life. In our daily life, we are coming across several instances in which we need to know the importance of pH. Let us discuss the importance of pH in our daily life. Do you know that our body works with a pH range of 7 to 7.8? All the living organisms can survive only a narrow change in the pH range. So it's important that we should maintain the pH range about 7 to 7.8. Our body pH range should be between 7 to 7.8 for its normal functioning. So you know that rainwater is there. So when the pH of the rainwater, if it is becoming less than 5.6, that means if the pH of the rainwater, if it is becoming less than 5.6, then we call them as the acid rain. So if the rainwater has a pH range less than 5.6, we call them as the acid rain. So when this acid rain flows into the rivers, what will happen? It will lower the pH of the river water also. And what will happen to the aquatic life? The survival of the aquatic life in such rivers, it will become very difficult also. Now, what about the soils in our backyard? You know that plants requires a specific pH range for their healthy growth. For the healthy growth of the plants, the soil should maintain a particular pH range. It should be between 6 to 6.8. That means it should not be too acidic, or it should not be too basic also. Suppose if the pH is getting decreased, that means if it is approaching to 0, that means if the acid content is present in the soil, it will affect the growth of the plant. So how can we maintain that pH of the soil if the soil contains more acidic content? It's best way to pour some basic thing into it. So we know that when a basic thing is added to it, neutralization will take place and the excess acid will get removed out. Now, pH in our digestive system. Now, do you all know that our stomach produces hydrochloric acid, right? So its hydrochloric acid is essential for the digestion of the food, and it won't harm the stomach also. small quantity of the hydrochloric acid is needed. But if our stomach is producing too much of acid, it can cause pain and irritation. Right? How can we remove this pain? In order to remove this pain, normally we will have some tablets, right? Milk of magnesia is one of the tablet that will know that is a remedy for the excess acidic content in our stomach. Or even we can use an antacids. Antacids are tablets. What are these tablets? That is antacids or milk of magnesia. What are this? How are they helping in the remedy for the excess production of hydrochloric acid in our stomach? These antacids or milk of magnesia are mild base. They contain slight amount of base in it. So when we have this, what will they do is this mild base will neutralizes the excess amount of acid which is produced in our stomach and will give us relief. Okay, so milk of magnesia is magnesium hydroxide. Here you can see the equation. Magnesium hydroxide, when it react with the hydrochloric acid, it will produce magnesium chloride and water, and it will neutralizes the excess amount of acid and will give relief to the stomach pain. Next application of pH in our daily life is our mouth. Our tooth. Our tooth is made up of enamel, right? Enamel. What is this enamel? Enamel is made up of calcium hydroxyapatite. So it is the hardest substance in our body also. No, normally its pH should be less. If it should be between the 5.5, it should be the pH range should be 5.5. If it comes less than 5.5, our tooth will start to decay. Now how is our pH in our teeth is becoming less than 5.5? You know that when we are eating food, that food particles, if we are not cleaning our teeth properly, it will remain over there and will produce the bacteria will produces excess amount of hydrochloric acid and our tooth decay will start. Our pH will come less than 5.5. So it's mandatory that we should daily, twice a day, we should brush our teeth properly with a toothpaste which contains no base in it. Okay, use a toothpaste which contains light amount of basic thing in it, so it will neutralizes the excess acid produced in our teeth and will prevent the tooth decay also. Next is when a bee has sting in our hands, what will happen? We will feel a irritation over the irritation and pain will be there. It is because the bee sting, it has certain acid in it, so it will be injecting acid into our hands. So what is the remedy for it? Apply some caustic soda, apply some base over it, so it will neutralizes the acid and relieve pain. The next thing is the nettle leaves. Nettle leaves, again, nettle leaves, it will eject out the acid into our hands, and the best remedy is to apply certain base into our hands. Okay, I hope you got the importance of pH in our daily life. Now let us discuss some of the acids present in some of the common substances that we see in our daily life. Acids present in the common substances that we see around us in our daily life. Vinegar. Vinegar contains acetic acid. Orange contains citric acid. Tamarind contains tartaric acid. Tomato contains oxalic acid. Sour milk, that is even in the curd, lactic acid is present. Lemon, again citric acid is present. Ant sting and the nettle sting, as we discussed just before, contains methanoic acid present in it. So these are the acids which is present in our common substances that we see around us in our daily life.